live. Preparing to live stream the webinar. Done. Redirected to YouTube.
We ready to go?
We are ready to go.
Okay, so let's call to order the September 5th Node.js public board meeting.
Okay, we'll do a quick roll call. This is off my slide. Sorry about that. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Todd, I kicked us off. Scott Hammond. There's Scott.
He's muted.
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm here.
Okay, thanks, Scott. Sorry. Gaurav?
Yes, I'm here.
Sarah? She connected?
Yeah, she came off mute for a second.
Okay.
Yes, I'm here and connected, I think.
Hey, Sarah. Mark Scarpness? Did we lose Mark? Looks like we may have lost Mark. Okay. Denise Cooper? Okay, Denise. Martin Mikos? Martin, I think, had to leave. Brian McAllister?
Brian is here.
Thanks, Brian. Tracy Hines?
Present.
Thanks, Tracy. William Kepi?
Also present.
Thanks, William. And Miles?
Present.
Thanks, Miles. Okay, we have quorum. Todd, if you want to move forward.
Okay, let's proceed with the meeting. The agenda slide is up, and do you want to move us on to the meeting minutes approval for June, please? Yeah.
Jeff, if you can move forward.
Yeah, we're there now.
Nope.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes for the June 2018 public board meeting.
Second.
Second, thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Sounds like we're missing a few voices.
Those, any opposed?
Aye, William.
Okay, and any abstentions?
Brian's abstaining.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I think that passed, correct? Do we have enough? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, motion carries.
Thank you. So Tracy, Commcomm.
Yes. So yeah, our the only update I believe we have from for the public session is getting this charter work and update resolved. So that's just making sure that we have both a Commcomm chairperson and director for Commcomm, myself currently, serving for the Commcomm, and just amending the bylaws and the charter to represent that.
I'm looking through this charter here. We had an action item from the last time the board saw the charter proposed changes to remove the individual director representation. I think that's still a desire, but I don't think it's captured any further. Maybe Tracy, so generally, historically, the committees change their charter and then bring them to the board. And we had passed this one off, I think, to Andy to revise. Should we just bounce this back to the Commcomm to update with their desires about the individual membership representation? And we'll present that at the next meeting.
Yeah, this was sort of a point of contention, I think, in process that we've done in the past. So historically, what we've done is, either the TSC or Commcomm, traditionally when we have changes to the charter or requests of change of bylaws, we PR that. We don't merge it until it gets sent to the board for the board to also concur on that, and then we would merge that. In this case, because of the number of changes that had been requested, I think we've worked on this for quite some time. So William, are you asking that we instead do it that way instead of this sort of flip of what we normally do for process? Because in this circumstance, what we're actually being asked to do is approve something in the board meeting that verbiage-wise has not been +1 in the,
Right.
on the, yeah.
Right. So what's happening here on this slide is separate from the individual representation.
Yep.
And so I was trying to draw a line with that. But yes, the Commcomm, to my knowledge, has not +1 this, which is historically what we do. I don't know that I've heard anyone doesn't want this. I think this has all been in separate conversations, but not explicitly PR'd in +1. Like,
Well, can I make a suggestion? Since we have exhibits and they're in front of the board right now, could we not get approval of these specific changes by the board today? Submit that by a PR, and if there's no changes that need to be made, just land it and not require another meeting. And if there are changes, bring them to the next meeting.
yeah, that's probably a better way of saying exactly what I was trying to say.
All right, so follow up on my side will be to make sure that this exact wording of Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2 goes to PR immediately.
In addition, whatever else is happening with individual directorship representation. Which that would need to come back to the board. Sorry.
The individual membership director stuff.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah.
So do we need a motion for this at this point, Tracy?
I believe so. I'm wondering though if what William is saying amends that. So Miles, were you proposing that we do approve, we resolve as Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2 say no, and then, but contingent upon the PR merging?
Yeah, and I think that we could even merge that, and if there needs to be amendments, amend them as future exhibits.
Yeah, okay.
This is Andy Eppigrove. If what you're looking for is that the board supports these changes, but in fact, the Commcomm will still have, we'll be looking at them and seeing whether they agree, it wouldn't make sense to use the resolution here. Is the sense that the Commcomm would like to know that the exhibits would be approved by the board if Commcomm supports them? Is that the sense of what I'm hearing?
Andy, at least from my perspective, and Tracy, please chime in if I'm off on this, I think that there is consensus. There may just be some bike shedding around some of the language, and it's not around the overall what it represents, if that makes sense.
Right. The reason I mention it is if we were to adopt the resolution as you see it on the slide, the changes would be adopted, and that would be what the Commcomm would be operating under, and those would be the bylaws we'd be operating on. We could certainly amend them again if Commcomm asks for some tweaks or meaningful changes. But conceptually, it would be better, for us not to actually make these changes, because once the words come out of the director's mouths, that's how the board becomes constituted. If you follow me.
Mm-hmm.
So if the sense is, we have kind of, I guess what I'm saying is there's kind of a chicken and egg here. What we might say here would be that the amendments to the bylaws and charter of the committee attached to blah, 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 are hereby adopted and approved subject to concurrence by the Commcomm, something like that.
Yeah, but so that's kind of backwards to what our role is, though, Andy. Our role is to be the final approver for it, and therefore it would be best if the Commcomm had explicitly already gone through and approved it, and then we come back and become the final approver.
Oh, I agree with that. Maybe I misunderstood what the last person.
Well, no, I think that's what was being the intent. That's why I asked the first question: do we really think we need to have a resolution at this point? I think, from my perspective, since our role is to be the final approver, that I think you could safely, if we all agree, take some kind of statement back to the Commcomm that we believe that these will be approved if you, with minor modifications that you want to make, and the board was supportive. And I don't think that requires us to have a resolution unless people would like to have a resolution. That's what the board says.
I agree with that. I think that's well stated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tracy, there's currently in progress an election with Commcomm, or like it's starting, right? Does approving this or not approving this affect that? I'm unclear. Maybe you're unclear too.
Sorry, what does yes, so for one, the Commcomm chairperson election time is happening right now. Apologies, I should have had that as an update here. So thank you for reminding me, Wiles. We currently have 5 people up running for chairperson of the community committee. But I'm not sure that there's any change here that affects that election, unless I've missed something.
Okay, just
yeah. As far as I'm clear, there's no modification for the chairperson work.
Okay. If not, then I say let's get this +1 and then bring it back to the board.
Yeah, but thank you. Yeah, that's a good point to bring up.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the board when you're ready. Directionally, it looks good. If you could just bring it back to us.
Okay, so you would prefer us to follow the process of having the +1s ready for merge prior to the board resolving?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
okay. All right, I think that's it for updates from us then.
Okay, great. Thank you, Tracy.
Hi, can you guys hear me? This is Greg.
Hey, Greg.
Hi, Todd. Very quick marketing update. We continue to grow our audience. So a couple ways to measure that is our subscriber growth on our newsletter. Has been really good. Our engagement with the content has been very good. We consistently average higher than our industry competitors, both in terms of opens and clicks. Because this is public, I want to take advantage of that and let everybody know that we're always looking for content ideas. So if you've got something that you think would be good for us to include, please let me know. My email is greg@nodejs.org. Similarly,
Greg, what are the click-through rates that you're getting?
The click rate we are getting is kind of in the 5 range, 5%, 4 to 5% range. So that is all recipients. And then the open rate is kind of consistently in the teens, sort of, 15-ish to sometimes a little bit higher.
Okay, so you are running well above averages. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we are. And, the nice thing is the list has grown a lot over the past year or so that we've been running this. And we've our open rates and click-through rates haven't stayed as high as they were when the list was smaller, but they've stayed above average. So I consider that to be good and kind of a good measure of quality, perceived quality. Quality is obviously in the eye of the beholder. Our website traffic continues to grow as well. And just in general, I think looks really strong. We had a kind of a step increase right around the middle of June of this year, and monthly traffic since then has sort of remained above where it was before June. So that's nice. So a couple of highlights from the content perspective. We did publish the survey results back in the spring, and this year was the first year that we did that as an interactive website. So it's part of the community website, nodejs.org, but you can link to it from the foundation website. We got a lot of interest in this, so this is just one highlight, but the folks who run the JS Party podcast as part of changelog ran, basically dedicated a significant part of one of their recent podcasts, JS Party podcasts, to discussing the survey. So I thought that was really awesome. We've started a new kind of in-depth technical paper series called Node.js Foundation Field Guides. The first one was building APIs. That's been getting a lot of interest on the website. And we are just now kicking off the second one, which is on serverless. And because that's such a big topic, we're actually working on that in conjunction with the JS Foundation as well as CNCF. So we've got probably, I think it's about 10 to 15 subject matter experts that are drawn from each of those different communities that are going to be contributing to that paper. So pretty excited about that. And then the last big update is the application showcase. So we are now at 117 apps that have been submitted. This is a self-service thing, so there's a form that you fill in. We ask you a bunch of questions, and then you get a tile. These applications are sortable, so you can sort by other technology that was used to build the app, by the sort of maturity of the app. Is it still in development? Is it in beta? Is it in production? As well as the use case. And each app has a tile that has a summary. And then when you click on read more, you get an expanded view like this one. So these are really nice, quick kind of snack-sized testaments to the value that developers get from building their apps with Node. And I just want to give a shout out to the Linux Foundation product team. They've recently done several enhancements. The one that I'm probably most excited about is this little Twitter share down here that you see down right next to visit. So each app can now be shared on a per tile basis. Previously, you could only share the entire showcase. So those are my kind of very high level marketing updates, but I'd be happy to take any questions at this time if anyone has them.
So traffic has grown. What do you attribute the traffic growth to specifically?
I mean, I think it's a combination of things. I think, you know, the application showcase is popular, and in fact, if you type in Google, and I've tested this by doing it anonymously, so I don't think it's just me. Just type in application showcase. It's one of the top things that comes up. You don't even have to put Node.js in there. So I think the app showcase has been a nice organic driver of traffic. You know, one of the things that I'll talk about, and Zibby's asked me to cover the following slide, which is about some of the communication stuff. But one of the really amazing things about this project is just how incredibly engaged the community is. And so a lot of the programs that she runs around like node collections and the Medium page, where we're getting a lot of really awesome contributed content from the community, that has a very positive effect in terms of driving traffic. So I think it's a combination of things. I don't have a much more scientific answer than that, but I'd be more than happy to do some digging and look at where traffic is coming from, and try to identify some trends.
Yeah, and it would also be good so that we could work on search engine optimization as well too, and ourselves a little more visible too.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so I'll take that as an action and come back with a researched answer to that question.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions before we move on? Okay. All right. So yeah, Zibby asked me to just kind of quickly hit this, and I'll need to ask her to follow up with any questions that you all might have. But I think the story is pretty consistent in terms of some of the kind of mass market channels that Zibby manages, like our Medium page, where we've got just under 100,000 followers and over 50,000 views per month. This is what I was referring to earlier, Todd. So on Node.js collection, which is, it's curated by Zibby, but all of the content is contributed from the community. So we have 10 new contributors. Across all of the contributors that we have, we've got 34 stories that were submitted since April. And this to me is kind of really speaks to the vibrancy of this community. And, it's one of the reasons why I think, we do get a lot of traffic and trending up traffic on the website. Our social media engagement is really incredible. It's very envious. We have now 556,000 followers on Twitter. So that's 11,000 new followers since April. So those are just amazing numbers, and the engagement is terrific. Zibby's been, ever since I've been involved with the Node Foundation, Zibby has been involved in running the social media accounts, and she knows this community extraordinarily well, and she knows the kind of content that they're interested in and the way that they communicate, and has a really good kind of two-way dialogue with the community through social. And I think these numbers are a testament to that.
Yeah, it's very good. Incredible.
Thanks. Yeah, I'll make sure that she gets that, because she'll certainly appreciate hearing that from you. And then on the right-hand side, it's a bit hard to read, but these are just a few kind of anecdotes around some of the more high-performing posts on Node.js collection, as well as some of the highest-performing tweets. So I'll let folks read those at their leisure, but generally, I'd say, from a marketing and communications perspective, things are moving along really well. I think that this is translating really nicely into, what I think is going to be a super successful Node.js Interactive. Lara talked a little bit about that, and I know she's going to talk more about it next. So
very good. Thank you.
Yep.
Great. So just an update on Node.js Interactive. So we have 637 currently registered. That's about 40% higher than we were at this time last year. Of that 437, we have about 472 who are first-time attendees, and that is compared to all other Node Interactive events since 2015, since LS started managing the event. And then here's just a breakdown year over year of by registration type. So those are final numbers for registration. So we're in really great shape, and we're really looking forward to an awesome event this year in about 4 weeks. We're on the countdown. And then in terms of talk status for breakdown of by registration, session type, we have 55 breakouts that are 20 minutes each. We have about 5 to 6 gold sponsors breakouts. We're just waiting for some contracts to come back. Those are about 20 minutes. And then we have 6 workshops that are an hour and a half over the 2 days of content. And then we have the collab summit and code and learn that's on Friday and Saturday. Breakdown of the talk type, we have 39% that are Node.js content, 30% that's JS Foundation content, and then general community topics is about 31%. And then we're working on with the Commcomm, we're working on the community corner, kind of an unconference, come learn about the community, get some updates. So this will be in a central location near registration, and we'll have some great traffic for the community and for those who are attending, and learn how to get on walls. And then we have a t-shirt design voting that is underway right now. So Zibby had sent that out on Twitter. So we've gotten a lot of votes. So these are the 3 available. So if you have not voted, you can go to the link that is here and submit your vote. So we're really excited to see what this year's t-shirt is going to be.
Oh, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So who did the t-shirts design this year? Should we give mention to?
We actually had creative services do it this year.
Great. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So that looks like it covers our planned agenda. Is there any other topics that board members would like to bring up at this time?
And also, I don't know if we do any YouTube feedback or questions there anymore, but
yeah,
something we used to do when we had plenty of time.
Yeah, I was going to do that second. So, are there any questions from YouTube or any other chat channels?
I'm going to try and check.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any questions.
I was saying about 5 people being connected, and I think myself and Jeff and Zibby might be 3 of them. So
yeah. Okay, well, if we have nothing more at this time, then thank you all for attending. Obviously, the video is available, or the playback's available, and let's call the board meeting to a close. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Here.
thank you.
Hey, Mike, are you still on the line? I just